Hey, good morning, everyone. Listen, I'm gonna change a setting for my microphone, so I will be right back. Okay, how is my sound now? Can you hear me, Sharon? Hey, Dawn. Can everybody hear me okay? Oh, I don't know if everybody can or not. Technology. Technology. Good morning, Marianne. Marianne, look how I'm saying that like I'm like holding my breath. I'm sorry about that. Uh, sound is good. I'm already cracking up. Okay, so let's see. This morning we have serious business to take care of. Good morning, Dawn. We are coloring a page from Color Along Volume 17 once again. And today's topic is Grayscale. Oh, awesome, Dawn. Thank you. Grayscale with Chalk Pastel colored pencils. So one of my favorite mediums. Completely favorite. Does anybody else have chalk pastel colored pencils? I think Dawn. Do you have them, Sharon, or you don't have them? I think have we had this discussion before? Good morning to Jean Mellinger. So listen, if you could get this shared out on your Facebook page, I would really appreciate it. I am actually going to go over to Facebook and share it out onto my Facebook page also. So technology's being a bear today. You know? Oh, you have General's chalk pastels, Sharon. Yeah, those are good too. I have Stabilio, and which I think I spelled incorrectly on this video description. Hate when that happens. Um, so let me see if I can get this out to anyone else. I'm gonna go back to my Facebook page. Hey, so listen to this. So I contacted a few companies over the past year, I guess, to see about sponsoring a giveaway. I'm not even going to say the companies, but several companies of different art supplies, since we're talking about art supplies. And I was told that they would not do anything unless I had 10,000 followers on my Facebook page. So I currently have about, I think I have like 5,000, just over 5,000. And, which is amazing, right? Um, so my goal for 2022 is to get to 10,000 followers. They also say that it opens up a lot of other opportunities for you over on Facebook when you get to 10,000 followers. You know, Facebook pages don't make any money like people think that they do, unless you have like a set number of followers. With that 10, you know, sometimes you're watching a video and there's they say send them stars. People make money on those stars. And you don't get those stars. Those stars make you money, but you don't get those stars until you get to so many followers. Same thing with YouTube. So people think, oh wow, everyone has a YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel, you must be making a lot of money. I make $0 on my YouTube channel because I only have 245 followers. But people that have tens of thousands, it's totally different. Good morning, Donna Grabowski. How are you? Donna says, I thought I might have chalk pastels, but don't. Nor do I have this color along book. I'll just enjoy following along and learning. Well, I'm happy you're here, whether you have a stick to color with or you have a paper bag to draw on. So I'm happy you're here. Anyway, we're going to get started. We have a lot to talk about this morning. One of the things that I want to talk about is kind of a recap of the past year because it's kind of like, it seems fitting for today, right? December 30th. The other thing I want to talk about is what's coming in the new year. And that part is very exciting because I want to talk about some different things that I'm going to be working on in the new year. And a lot of you already know this stuff, but it's nice to talk about it with you rather than talking about it with just my dogs. And because sometimes they don't really give me the feedback that it deserves. They don't really like to say much. Okay, so Chalk Pastels. If you've never colored Grayscale before, I'm going to say what I always say, like a broken record. There are no outlines in Grayscale because things in the real world are not outlined. We should have like Rocky Horror Picture Show things with my comments, right? And then the other thing that happens is that you follow the lights and the darks throughout the page that you're coloring. Now, when you're working with Chalk Pastels, one of the things you really need to be mindful of, unless you're using, hey, good morning, Alice, unless you're using a workable fixative, is you really need to be mindful of where you're placing your hand. Because if I was to color this whole lake right here, this body of water, I guess it's not really a lake, but this whole body of water right here, and then I plopped my hand on it, the Chalk Pastels will come off of my hand. So I want to make sure that I'm kind of going in the right order. So just keep that in mind. It's a little difficult sometimes when I'm coloring live to really kind of pay attention to that because I don't really want to do too much flipping around of everything. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is the barn, and I want that to kind of stand out amongst. I don't have them. Oh, you don't have these either, Dawn? That's okay. I mean, it's nice to learn a new thing. That's why we're here, right? I want this barn to stand out, and when we think about what's here, this could either be a summer setting where there is all greens, or we could make this a fall scene where all of the trees are different colors. That would be fun, right? Maybe we should do that. We should do all the greens. I mean, all the trees, fall colors like yellows and oranges and reds, and so it'll be a much more colorful scene. Now, all of that being said, we want to make sure that this barn, well, we don't want to paint it blue because that would look a little weird, right? But we want to make sure this barn kind of sticks out. So I've got this, this kind of like goldish color here, and I want to add that to my barn, but I also want to kind of add it to make that look like it's a little bit of a reddish brown, I guess. So let me see if I can get the other one. You know what I don't like about these? I don't like that they're in a tray because I feel like I'm supposed to follow the rules with pencils that are in a tray and keep them in the tray. Does anybody else have that problem? Hey, good morning, Mary. So I've got this, and I'm going to say right off the get-go here, my dogs are nuts today. So does anybody else have nutty dogs today? I mean, Scarlett's already barking at something. We don't know what it is. So I'm going to start right here, and you can either blend these with a blending stump or tissue or your fingers or paper towel, or you can blend them with one another. For example, that's what I'm going to do right now. Mary says, I ordered new Chalk Pastels waiting for them to come. 1 dog and 2 cats. Are they nuts today, Donna? Because my dogs are nuts today. I don't know what the problem is. All right, so here's this is my example here. So I'm blending this with this. Does that make sense that I just did that? So you blend them with each other. There's a lot of dust involved in these pencils. I always seem to use them on a rainy day. I'm going to go get Scarlett to be quiet right now, so hang on 1 second. My apologies. What's the story? Another one? All right, this is really going to be the last one. The last one. Okay? The last one. Here. Take that. That's it. They don't believe me. What set of Chalk Pastels are you using? I am using Stabilio. Well, it says Cabo Bello. Thank you, Donna. Donna put that in the comments for me. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going back to this. Okay, sorry about that. Today's Paisley's birthday, so I told Paisley that she could do whatever she wanted today. But apparently Scarlett thinks it's her birthday too, and she gets to do whatever she wants. I think I'm going to use some gray in this too. Some gray. Gray. So I've got these. So these are the 3 colors I'm using. I've got this. They don't have names on these, by the way. There's just numbers. And so it's like a reddish brown, a gray, and it's an ochre color. So I'll pull some gray into here. This page is can also be found in, oh, somebody help me out what book this is in, by Grayscale Books. Is it in Rural? No, it's not in Rural Beauty. Isn't that bad that I don't know that off the top of my head? I really don't. I'm not going to lie. I just don't. I just don't. Thank you, Mary. She says thank you. She's 8 years old today. I can't even believe it. It's crazy. Time flies. All right, so see how that's just kind of blending? Can we see that okay? Right? We can. I have it up on something so we can get it to be a little more, you know, more in view of the camera. And now you notice I'm coloring every board on the barn or cabin or whatever this is, house. I'm coloring each one separately because I want to make sure that each board is given the detail it deserves, you know. Did anyone see that ad on Facebook recently that had come up about a place in Alaska where you can become like an artist in residence, and you can just, I think it's 6 weeks actually, but you can just go there and it's like the middle of nowhere. Did anyone see that? I don't know why that appeals to me. An escape, right? I guess that's what it is. An escape from the real world. That's what this hour is, right? An escape from the real world. So I've been thinking about just the past year, right? Now, how about, I was actually thinking to myself, I sent out a newsletter yesterday, and I was thinking, you know, I should really be including like how many books I've published over the past year. And do you know that I could not remember how many books I published? Like, I probably could have gone back and taken some time, and I guess there's no report. Basically, that's what it is. Amazon doesn't provide me like a year report of how many for the year, which I think that they should. So if I don't think they're watching, but if they were, that's what I'm requesting. So lot of activity in the Just Color Coloring group over on Facebook, that is for sure. 16,000 comments, reactions, posts. It was incredible, the amount of activity that happened on that group. I think 113 members joined, which isn't bad because a lot of coloring groups were kind of really dwindling down a little bit, but that I was happy with that. And so it was like 9,000, was it 9,000 posts? It was, the numbers were staggering. I always like to look to see what's happening with the growth of it, just to kind of see, like, if you're always wondering, like, what am I doing with all my time? Well, that's where you're spending your time, apparently. Now, this part right here is a little bit lighter, but I'm still going to keep going just like I'm doing this, okay? I do wish I could zoom in, that's for sure. Oh, I just dropped that ochre color. Oh, no. Can we see this okay? And then I'm going to go back in with a black color, or like a chocolate brown. And I'm going to go back in and get some, add some details there. My pencil went way under the desk. Okay, so, yeah, so I'm just kind of like reflecting on the whole year. Just kind of what's happened. I accomplished a lot over the past year that I guess I really didn't realize. But, you know, art is the escape for me. So, no matter what was happening throughout the world, can always just kind of hunker down and just keep painting or just keep drawing or coloring or making some sort of art. So, So that's what I did. So what do you do to escape the reality of the reality of the world, or escape the craziness of the world? Mary says, one of my New Year resolutions is to balance my time. Interesting. That's a good one, Mary. I don't really make New Year's resolutions. Maybe I should, though. But I do pick a word. Does anybody else pick a word for the year? I pick a word every year and say, like, one year my word was abundance. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't just about money. It was abundance about just abundance in life. I forgot what year that was. But there's abundance. That was my word. And then another year, it was freedom. Does anybody else have words? You pick a word, Mary? So this year, my word is going to be light. And I think that it fits many, many different, it can be, it's not just light, like, light up, like a light bulb type thing, but light up as far as, light in my load, for example, light in the number of things that I'm doing, light in the number of time I spend doing stuff, worrying, right? Light in the load right there for worrying. That takes up a lot of time. What was the other one? Light, be the light. Marianne says, I color to escape the bad news. Me too. I color to escape. It's the best escape, isn't it? Don't listen to the news. Light, be the light for other people. Be the light for myself. Be the light for what is around me. What else was light in my become lighter physically, what was the other one? The other thing I was talking about with light. I kept reading things one day. 3 articles came across whatever I was reading, whether it was the news, something on TV, or maybe a video I was watching, something. And they were all about being the light for others. And I just kind of said to myself, this is telling me something. This is like telling me that this is something that I need to do. And I mean, I feel like doing these color alongs is kind of doing that. All right, I'm going to put this part right here. I'm going to look for some chocolate brown to put over there. This one right here. Okay. I'm just going to put some chocolate brown right here. So, Mary, your word is colors. That's a good one. I gotta sharpen this. Hang on a second. Alice says, I don't make New Year resolutions because I never keep them or I can't accomplish them. That's how I feel. The other day I was looking at somebody online that was created like a list of things to do in 2021, and apparently it's this thing you do where you do, like, she did 21 things. Remember this, Sharon and I were talking about it. 21 things in 2021 was her thing, right? So 21 things in 2021. I mean, she had things on there that were like, have a chair covered, or I was going to say take out the trash, but no, it wasn't that simple. But I mean, my reaction to it was, these are things I do, like, well, to say I did them in a day would be a stretch, but a week was a good one, don't you think, Sharon? Wasn't it kind of like a week? Donna says, this drawing is in Landscape Beauty Grayscale photo coloring book. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. So this page can also be found in Landscape Beauty Grayscale photo coloring book. Thank you. I'm giving this kind of a blueness, just to maybe to kind of reflect the sky with with the windows. And then as far as the roof, I'm gonna sharpen my black though while we're doing this. I'm just kind of adding a little bit of black on these, so that we just kind of get like, like the accent of this, of all of this. I was going to do this at the end, but kind of wanted to do it right now. So just kind of giving a little bit of black and kind of like an unfinished line. We'll just kind of make it really pop. And then right here also, see, we're just going to put a line there and there, kind of unfinished. Just kind of giving it a little something there. Alice is saying, I need to escape now, but I can't. Still trying to move into my apartment. You know what, Alice? Do we all need to come over and just do like a, you know, descend upon Alice's world and pack you up, help pack you up? Wouldn't that be funny if that happened? Wouldn't that be amazing? We all meet at Alice's. Speaking of moving from apartments, right? Has anyone been watching Sex in the City? The new one called And Just Like That. So I started watching it. And I was watching the episode last night when Carrie is selling her apartment. And the realtor packed it all up and completely... look how I'm going, like a whoosh, like I'm doing like magic wand. And then completely had it redone. Did anybody else see this? I'm going to do this green color right here. It's kind of like an avocado. And I thought to myself, I must be a control freak, because if that ever happened to my house and someone just came in, I mean, I've talk about like, we're going to redo the whole thing. So, I mean, maybe if I was like a millionaire and that's how you do things in the millionaire world, and you just have people come in and just like, you know, take over. But anyway, I would still be bothered by it, right? So what do you think about that episode, Sharon? Sharon's been watching it. Yes, I remember the discussion and thought it was just a to-do list, which I have all the time. Me too. I have like an ongoing list of stuff, not just for me, but for a few other people in my life that I'm responsible for, or that I do think that I need to like have to do things for. This should be brown right here. What am I doing? Should be like a reddish brown right there. Right, this part right here. I don't really like this pole right here. Do you? Like, why is that there? Kind of ruining the whole ambiance. We just dropped another pencil. Guess I'm gonna have the dropsies today, right? Alright, so this part right here is going to be all this green color, and I'm kind of just doing it like scribble, scribble, you know, here, there, and everywhere. But I do want to go back in and add some yellow into this, which I think I'll add this one right here. Wouldn't that be a blast? Sharon's ready to do it. I don't know if I could handle a road trip with Sharon. I would probably have to like stop at the emergency room from possible close to death from laughter. I don't know. Does everybody remember the coloring camp day where Sharon was directing me with the, what do you call it? Word search. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. That was really, really crazy. Okay, now let's go back with this color here, which is like a brownish color. Oh, well, okay, so Sharon's saying, I would love having another home while one was being totally done over. Okay, granted. That is a good point. She has another place to go to, right? That's true. She has another place to go to. You know, I didn't even think of it like that. I would still have I would still have issues though if I did that. If somebody just came in and moved stuff. Like when she came in and found out that the photo of her and Big was broken, the glass was broken, and she was really upset. I was like, I would be upset too. You touched my stuff. Like, I don't think I could do it. One time I had the interior of my house painted. And the guy was here. I mean, I was home most of the time while he was doing it, but one day I wasn't able to be home. So I had to leave. Obviously, definition of not being home is you leave, right? All right, so I had to leave, and I left my house, and I was going for the day, and he was working on every room in the house. That was the work that was being done. However, we were like planning the rooms. When I left, he was working on the living room. Well, apparently he got done much quicker than he needed to. So instead of continuing on the living room, he was removing wallpaper at the time, and then he was going to paint. He proceeded to move into the kitchen and start taking the wallpaper down in the kitchen while I wasn't home, while I had not prepped my kitchen. So needless to say, there was, he didn't put anything away. So there's my toaster full of wallpaper scraps. It wasn't good. He was fired after that, by the way. I wasn't going to take any baloney from him. Okay, so I'm not really sure what this thing is here, but I feel like it has a little bit of a light green situation going on, and then I'm going to put some of this darker green here. Sharon says that was the color, the word search. That was fun. That was hysterical, actually. I would have been like she was times 10, right? See, Sharon? I don't know. I decided I can't watch that show at night. Too late at night. And I don't know, Charlotte just bugs the heck out of me. I don't know about you, but she just is like, she needs to take it down a notch, that girl. Too crazy. Felt bad for her daughter when she kept telling she had to wear that crazy outfit. Well, not crazy, but crazy to the kid, right? So, all right, now this part right here. See, as we move into here, I'm going to kind of do it with this, it's like a beige, I guess, yellowish color. Then I'm going to go back over it with some dark greens and some light greens. And then as we move up, see, this is kind of like the marsh. So if I just kind of give this general area this color. Because there's not really like, there's not really like a lot of land around it as far as like flat grass, right? Mary is saying, I loved original Sex and the City. Don't have HBO Max for just like that. Very disappointed with Chris Noth. Yeah, I know. I ended up getting HBO just so I could watch that, and I could watch Succession. Does anyone watch that? Haven't done that yet. Plus, I wanted to stream Peacock or Paramount so I could watch the all loving, very popular Yellowstone, and I want to watch 1883. Anyway, it's been technology craziness in my house, along with my dog crying in the background. What are you doing? Why are you crying? Come over here. Come here. What's wrong? That much, huh? Why don't you sit down? Come on, have a seat with me. Sit down, Scarlett, and take a rest. Go ahead, lay down, please. What happened with Chris Noth? Was there something that happened with him in the news, Mary? I did see a snippet of something. There's always scandal with people, isn't there? Isn't it awful? Donna says, never watched Sex and the City, but really liked Chris Noth and The Equalizer. Very disappointed. What happened with him? Give me the scoop. I don't really know the whole story. See, this is me not watching the news. I mean, sometimes I watch extra. I mean... No, that is Scarlett adding the sound effects down. Donna thought it was my Chalk Pastels that was doing the squeaking, but really it was Scarlett. I don't know what her story is. I don't know what's happening with her. I do know that there must have been something in my backyard last night because Paisley spent a lot of time growling and grumbling at the back door last night. And then when they went outside this morning, there was something on the deck that they were insisting on sniffing, which always makes me a little nervous, like something was there. And then I let Scarlett out earlier, and there was some weird animal dropping in my backyard. So, of course, I know this because Scarlett was trying to eat it. So, he has sexual allegations against him. Oh, these people. There's always some sort of thing, right? He looks like he would. No, I don't want to say that. I was going to say, I wanted to say that he looks like he would, but that's bad. I won't say that. I'm retracting that. Sharon says, I finished my biscuit, she's saying, and wants another, and just realized the last one was just that. You don't believe that he was really doing it? I gotta go help this dog. Hold on one second. We can't be listening to this. The ASPCA is gonna come after me. All right, let me see what you need. I truly don't think you need another one of those, though. Maybe you do have to go up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Scarlett had to, like, do a stroll across the whole yard. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Let's see what else we've got going on here. Did I ever tell you that the part that I really, that really is exhausting from live videos is my dogs having to make me get up and down? Now she's laying down. Goodness. Okay, where are we here? Mary is telling me a few girls came forward with being sexually assaulted by him. The cast said they were proud of these women coming forward. Oh, really? That's terrible. Do you think he said this? Oh, I don't know. And how about poor Stanford? I don't know how that Anthony puts up with him. Okay, so we've got this part right here. I'm going to do this one with kind of a green here, but then I'm going to go back over with gray. So it's not going to be totally green. And then I'm going to go back over it with some gray. You know what's interesting about doing these types of pages is that, does this happen to anybody else? When you finally get to color something that is like a whatever type of page you're coloring, you kind of already know, like, wow, I should put, this is where I should put the shading. Maybe if I blend this, it'll happen. The other thing is that this kind of looks like a painting type thing. I saw some workshop the other day, it was called shadow painting, where you paint on top of a grayscale page, basically. And I have 2 books like that called Grayscale Painting. Maybe I need to change the names to call them shadow painting. I don't really know what this is, but I feel like it should be dirt over in this section. What do you think? Yeah, they dedicated that episode. I did see that. I know, I was all set to like binge watch last night because I was having a sleepless night. And I didn't realize it was only 4 episodes that I could stream. So going forward into 2022, we started talking about that, right? Kind of started talking about, well, let's see Donna's comment here. Donna says, I want to believe any woman that has this happen to her, but one took place in 2004. With all that took place with Harvey Weinstein, why not have come forward sooner? I know, really. I agree with you. I think people are afraid, don't you think? People are afraid to speak up. You know? They're afraid to say something. I don't know. Must be a shocker when people finally just like come forward. Shocker to the people that they're coming forward about, you know? Power to the people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They must be like shocking. All right, I'm going to go in here with some orange. Because we're in the fall in this particular page. for these trees, and I'm kind of using it on its side a little bit, and I really do not know what I'm going to do about my roof. Has anyone colored the roof yet? I'm going to use some of this yellow in here. Back with some orange. Yeah, people are afraid, right, Donna? I agree. You know, like, they're afraid to speak up. I mean, think about some things in your own life. I mean, there's things in my life that it's like, you know, or how about maybe you don't want to speak up because you don't want to rock the boat with just stupid stuff. I don't know. You gotta learn to speak up more for yourself, I guess. I mean, I'm saying this. I wish I could do it more for myself, but I'm one of those people that it's like, is it really worth the argument? Like, maybe I just need to shut up. Maybe I just need to not say that to somebody. I don't know. I have no problem speaking my mind to a telemarketer, but yes, good grayscales do look like paintings. Yes, Mary, I completely agree with you. So I'm just kind of like blending these orange and yellows and reds all in here, so it kind of looks like a fall scene. And I'm going to go back here with some red a little bit here. And I mean, what other color do we see? Oh, we always see brown, right? A brownish color in the trees. Sharon says, people don't speak up because they think no one will believe them. Oh. Powerful. I agree. They don't. I think the percentage of people that are going to believe them far outweighs the percentage of people that, I mean, the percentage of people that do not believe them will far outweigh the number of people that actually believe them, right? But if you get to the point where even if just that one person believes you, you don't know who that person might be. I'm going to add a little bit of green into these because the greens were leaves. The greens were leaves originally. The leaves were green originally. So moving forward into 2022, right? We were talking about that. So I've got some workshops coming up. I'm going to be working on some new books, but I've got to say I've been taking a break from drawing a new book over the past, I guess maybe over the holidays I've been doing that. And I've got some ideas coming up. I have a list. One of the things I would love to work on that I'm actually considering over the, I'm considering working on going forward is I want to do a, well, I don't really want to call it a children's book, but, and Alice had commented about doing kind of like a story book that was a coloring book, and that's kind of what I was thinking before Alice had said it, because Alice and I have like, we're in sync in the thought world, and, I want to do, so not really a children's book, I want it to be a book for all ages, and a message that could be kind of like my kids' books right now that I have, which are not really kids' books, but they do have a message. One's about happiness, one's about friendship, the other one was about being grateful. So those are messages for anybody. You don't have to be a little kid to learn to read those or to get that message. So I kind of want to do a book like that, some sort of kids book. Well, I don't want to call it a kid's book. What could I call it? A big people's book? I don't know. Donna says, true. I try not to rock the boat either and be diplomatic. But now, if it's animals, kids, or elders, all bets would be off. Yes, I agree. I mean, there's some times where you kind of have to, like, you know, I had gone to, I mean, like, stupid stuff that you don't want to make too much of a hassle over. I had gone to Dollar Tree a few weeks ago, and somebody in Dollar Tree was having a conniption because she thought that I caught her in line. I mean, what are we, 8 in the 3rd grade, and who caught who? Oh my goodness, she started screaming. She told me that it was, that's not how it works here, and that I needed to, follow the rules, and it was just not good. So usually I would have just let that go, but this woman just really kind of was like, I think I was more in disbelief than anything. So I really was like, this woman is crazy. What the heck is going on? So I just kind of looked at her and said, well, the next time I come in here, I'll have to make sure that I read the rule book for the Dollar Tree. But crazy people. Mary says, if a woman is sexually harassed by her boss, she is usually afraid to come forward because her livelihood would be in jeopardy. Yes. Yep. Isn't it incredible? Or you might be fired, or if you don't want to go along and, play by the rules. There was another show. It's always kind of a theme in some show, right? And what the heck was it? That one that I was thinking of that they would like, forget that. A lot of them are, forget that. All right, I'm just kind of going back into these and adding a little bit of black. Now, well, I did laugh. I mean, Dawn, I did laugh. She was so upset, that woman. And then when she went to leave, I did say to her, she was just a grouch. I think she was just like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she was the Grinch out of costume or something, or Scrooge. She was really in a mood. But, I mean, I don't know. At first I kind of felt bad and said, I don't know what her story is. But then I said, wait a minute. She's just a grouch. It was insane. I did say, you have a Merry Christmas, when she left. Because at this point I thought it was like hysterical. And she just looked at me and said, you have a Merry Christmas too. Even that she was a grouch about. I don't know. The world is crazy, right? The world is definitely crazy. Now, it may sound weird that I'm using, or look weird that I'm using gray in this because it's grayscale, right? But sometimes you have to have a little bit of gray. So I have a couple of workshops coming up. Let's talk about that for a minute. A couple of workshops, and then I'll not talk about it anymore. But I do have two workshops coming, three actually. I have a painting class coming up on Mondays in January. Actually, the first one meets this coming Monday. And then I have a drawing workshop coming up. We'll be meeting every other Wednesday. We begin on January 12th, and we meet every other Wednesday, and it's 6 sessions, so we're going to meet for 12 weeks, right? And then the other workshop that I have coming up is needle felting, and that one is going to be really fun. That's a 3-day workshop, and we meet on January 14th, 21st, and 28th, and it's on a Friday at 10 a.m. We're going to meet on Zoom, and I actually have a couple of people that are attending it that do not have Facebook. How about that? So that's why I'm kind of doing it on Zoom. I would rather do it on that. And that one is going to be a lot of fun. So we'll be working on 3 different projects. Could this be done with oil coloring pencils? Yes, Donna. Yes, definitely. I think you could do it with any colored pencil. Really. I'm going to actually add a little bit of blue back here for the sky. It's a good contrast with all these colors, isn't it? With all the colors of the sky. And I'm going to go back with a little bit of a darker blue. Not that one, this one. So there is still time to sign up for the needle felting workshop. I know that there were people here that had expressed an interest. Just wanted to make sure that was it Donna? Were you one of the people that I had added to the list? I gotta get in touch with a couple other people too. Dawn, I got your information today, and I emailed you the PDF. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that I think you're gonna like it because I can't believe how much I love it. And then you can also go back and take something like we're doing today and use it as kind of like the reference photo to create your own felted painting. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Especially something like this. So I'm just adding this a little bit of green here, and then I'm going to go back in and add some oranges. Now see, this is what I was talking about, babe, being mindful of where you place your hand. So I'm just going to kind of put it right here. We still have that, the roof to finish, right? So I don't really want to make it completely, completely gray, right? What kind of felt? Did you just order felt, Dawn? Some stuff has been so backed up, right, with deliveries. I ordered, a lot of stuff was backed up. I didn't order today, though, for some stuff. Just, like, you know, boring stuff, like, you know, personal stuff, I guess. You know, shampoo, like that. And, Tylenol. And that stuff, actually, I was surprised it said it would be here tomorrow. Because the other day I was ordering stuff and there was like delays in the deliveries. So now I'm just going back in with this. Gray, this kind of dark gray. And then I'm going to go back with my black, if I can find it. Black, 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 where are you? Oh, here you are. Just to kind of give it a little bit of something. The paint felting workshop. Mary's asking what the paint felting workshop is. Do I have the paper? Yes, I do. All right. Look, this is the painting. This is the paper. The paint felting, needle felting painting workshop. I'll show you this, Mary. So it's done with felt, and I'll show you some of them that are finished. I'll show you these smaller ones because they're easier to kind of like, you know, carry. So this is one of them. So it's made with fleece fibers, which really are like called wool roving. Here's the one of them that we're doing in the workshop. We're actually going to do this one right here that I had done. All of the ones that we're doing in the workshop are ones that I have done. So this one is in a frame, but it doesn't have glass. And some of them I frame without glass, and some of them I frame with glass. So basically you take these little pieces of fleece, and you use a needle and you tap it into the felt. You like stab it into the felt. So there's that one. This one is another one that I had done, but I put in glass. We're going to be working on, where is the other one? We're going to be working on this one, which I don't have that one with me today for some reason. But here's another one that's similar to it with a lighthouse. So again, different fleece fibers that are on there. Does this give a good explanation, Mary, or should I show you something else? Here's another one that's kind of using the oranges. I put this one in a frame also with glass. And it just kind of creates these landscapes. There were felt squares to do the felting on. Small squares in shades of gray. Ooh. Send me the link. Link me up. And then this is another painting another one we're gonna do. So we're gonna work on in this order that's here basically. The lighthouse will be in the middle. Will be the second Friday. So the first Friday will be this one. We're working on this one and working on this one. And you'll get a PDF with these reference photos and a list of the colors that we're using. Mary, let me show you the fleece. Because I'm feeling like that's not really a good description, right? Of what I'm talking about. You need the supplies for it also. You need to buy supplies on your own. I have all the links. I actually bought these recently. Dawn, this is the one I bought that I was telling you about from Wool Buddy. And this is a 24 colors wool mix. I think this was $30 for this one. And basically, you get all of these little packages of fleece. these fibers, which these are much, the amount of fleece in these is like twice as much as it is in the other ones, in the other packs. And then you pull it apart. I don't want to pull this one apart because these are new. I haven't used these yet. And you basically push it into the felt. Your piece of felt is what's in the background. So there are supplies that are needed for it. So if it's something that you're interested in, Mary, please let me know, and I will send you more information. Because you do need to buy a kit that has different colors in it, like what's pictured here. So that's what's coming up. The other thing that's happening is an online drawing workshop is happening. And this is the one that I talked about every other Wednesday. This is similar to the draw-alongs that were happening, but this is a little bit different. There's not a book for this. There's a PDF for this instead with full-color photographs. And we'll meet on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. I'm not sure if we're going to do this on Zoom or not. It depends on how many people are in the workshop and what people would like to do. But there'll always be replays for both of the workshops. And then... So you need to sign up for needle felting by, I'm saying January 7th. I just want to make sure that I have you all together. And I think that's it, right? I think that's all. I think that's all the information. I'm having a lot of fun with needle felting. All right, I'm going to put this black right here. I actually worked on, which I can't show it right now, but hopefully after tomorrow I will be. I worked on something for a Christmas gift, which I wish I could show you, but I can't because I haven't given it out yet, and they might be watching. So once I show that, then I will. But I'm going to start working on some dogs, too. I do know that. All right, we're moving on to the middle, which is the water. Now, of course, I mean, this water could be a nice little blue oasis, but I don't think it is, right? So it's probably just like a little creek type thing. So I'm going to use this darker blue, which is more like this. Scarlett is very interested in that fleece, by the way. Did I tell you this? I think she thinks it's like part of a stuffed toy or something. She stole all of it one day. She went through great lengths, actually. I wasn't in the room. I was, I think I was upstairs. And all of a sudden I hear this crash, and I had been working on something, but I have this shelf on my desk where I put my camera when I'm working on this live video. So right now, my camera is resting on this metal shelf. So I had taken all of my felting supplies, all of my fleece, and I put them up there. I mean, it's like 4 feet above the ground. It's not like she's a dog. It's not like she's a person. There was no way I thought that she could reach it. Well, apparently I was wrong because I heard a crash, and when I came down, there she was in the midst of all of the fleece all over the floor. The shelf had fallen. My iPad is resting up there also right now. My phone was not, but the iPad was. The iPad came crashing down, and it was a disaster, is what it was. So she thinks that is hers, apparently. And I have to really make sure that when I put the stuff in the drawer, that the drawer is closed. I have them in a bottom drawer of something, and I really think I need to put them somewhere else, because if the drawer is not completely closed, she starts to like get her paw and try to open it. These dogs, right? They're crazy sometimes. I'm going to put a little bit of a black line under here. And then right here, kind of a little bit of an accentuated black line will kind of give it a little bit of just kind of that oomph that it needs, right? Is that what we're going to call it? I think we can call it oomph. The oomph. It's the oomph of the coloring page. I'm going to go back in with some yellow in here. And maybe a little bit of orange. Just a tiny bit. So that's what's happening and as we move into the new year. And the other thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working on some, probably another bundle. As far as books, though, I mean, I'm not really working on anything right now. I've got a list. Was it Alice that told me I should draw some? Oh no, it was Rhonda. Told me I should draw something that I have never ever drawn before and is completely out of my comfort zone. Well, I'm going to tell you what's completely out of my comfort zone is drawing people. And I honestly don't even know if I could even do it. So I said it. I don't know if I can draw people. I mean, maybe they would look okay to you, but I don't know. They look a little scary to me when I draw them. Mary, if you go to my website and you click on, at the top, if you click on paintings and it drops down, you can click on felted paintings. You'll be able to get a closer look at some of the felted paintings that I have. And you can look at them at your own leisure. And without having to, rely on what I'm showing you. All right, so now, I think this is done. What do you think? How did yours come out? Any diamond paintings in the forecast for the new year? Yes, I will be doing some more diamond paintings. I've only sold like one. I don't know. You know what the problem is, Marianne? I will be doing some studio session. Well, I'm calling them studio sessions, where I'll be working on projects live on YouTube. And I will be like working on a diamond painting, or I'll be working on a coloring book, or a painting that I'm working on, or just like what's happening in my own studio for my own artwork. But they'll be kind of like spontaneous. But as far as turning paintings into diamond paintings, I am more than willing to do that. But I'm going to tell you, they're not selling. And I think that part of the problem is that they really... I can't get the price to come down any more than I've got them at. So, I don't know what the heck this is. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to call this done. What do you think? How did yours come out? Notice I did not do too much here because I wanted to have that glow there, or that kind of like spot in the water where you could actually see more of it. Okay, so let's I gotta get rid of this person that keeps texting me. All right, thank you, Donna. All right, so next week we meet again in the new year. It'll be our first color along. Thank you, Mary. It'll be our first color along in the new year. I just leave these in the book. You could spray them with something to seal them. Like you could spray them with hairspray if you wanted to. This next one will be bolding. So that's for next week. So the dust is getting to me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful new year, and I will see everyone next week. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much for watching.